Today, these players walk in the shadows of legend. And there is the breakthrough goal.
That's what the fans came to see. That's for the history books.
Del Piero! Big games produce big moments.
Have you seen a more freakish goal in A-League history?
Well, the A-League delivers again.
No one is stopping that.
What an unbelievable strike! And the Mariners have done it! Remarkable!
Good afternoon and welcome to a beautiful Sydney afternoon. Allianz Stadium on Gadigal land, 25 degrees, a light breeze and perfect conditions for round 5, Unite round of the Isuzu UTE A-League season. Match 3 in the men's competition of this Unite round, pitting Brisbane Roar against Adelaide United. And a couple of wigs in attendance as well. And, most importantly, two teams with very differing fortunes so far this campaign. Brisbane, the nominal home team, winless and without a point, propping up the table, desperate to open their account for the season against an Adelaide side who are flying. And a win, a third of the campaign, would see them move provisionally level with Melbourne Victory at the top of the standings. Recent history between these two sides suggests that Adelaide come in favourites. It's confirmed there on the win probability, but only slight favourites there. They've won 7 of the last 10. Brisbane, just one win in the last 10 meetings with Adelaide. 4 Brisbane players are former Adelaide, including a trio that were there last season. There are a couple of ex-Brisbane players in the Adelaide starting 11 as well. Let's have a look at Ruben Zadkovic's side. 2 changes from the one that went down 2-0 to Melbourne Victory last time out. Anthony Burke-Gilroy returns for Harry van der Sarg, and Joe Coletti comes back for his first appearance since the opening round as Florent Berenguer heads to the bench. And while van der Sarg will have to wait to take on his former side, Ben Warland, Coletti and Ben Halloran are all taking on their former club right from kickoff. While for their opponents, Carl Viet has gone with an unchanged starting 11 for the one that came from behind to defeat Western United by 2-1. That means Dutchman Bart Vriends backs up his second appearance for his new club. Captain Ryan Kitto makes his 150th start of his A-League career. It is match number 208 for him, while up front, Luka Jovanovic is looking to add to his 2 goals. Dylan Parias was also at the double in the 4-3 win over Western Sydney 3 weeks ago, and Austin Ayubi has also been on the score sheet so far this season. There have been plenty of goals around in that Adelaide side. Ruben Zadkovic, his job is to try and stop them. He said in the pre-match press conference his side are hungry for improvement as much as anything, and he expects them to grow in intensity. He knows he has a young squad. He mentioned that Adelaide is something of a blueprint for this Brisbane side to look towards, to grow towards. Well, Carl Viet, match number 114 at the helm of Adelaide United. He's seen it all before, and he's enjoying a great start to this current campaign. Alex King, twice referee of the year in 2022 and 2024. Match number 143 for him, and the 6th time he's taking charge of Brisbane versus Adelaide. He was also the man in the VAR room, in the hot seat a couple of weeks ago for that non-penalty award when Adelaide were last in action against Western United. Pretty's a picture, Allianz Stadium for this Unite round, bringing the Australian footballing community together in Sydney for this weekend. And we are all set for a start. Jay O'Shea, the veteran, has 27 goals, 14 of them penalties for Brisbane. He's equal 5th on the all-time scoring charts alongside Sergio van Dijk for Brisbane Roar. There is Ethan Alligic, who's been outstanding in 3 starts this season. One of the players with the most passes in the opposition half in the campaign. We are underway, a 4th match for these two sides that have both already had the bye and very differing fortunes. Adelaide undefeated, Brisbane Roar winless. Andy Harper, as it's Tom Waddingham with an immediate opportunity. Brisbane Roar, if alarm bells aren't ringing just yet, it's almost the case.
Possibly, certainly if they don't win today, but they've been close in the preceding matches.
As here comes Austin Ayubi down the left-hand side against Walid Shaw. He's managed to keep that in place somehow, the Lebanon international, but he's come off second best.
And as we go into this game, Robbie, the 3rd of the Unite round in the A-League men's. My first delineator between the teams is a sartorial one. If Brisbane play as good as they look, they'll do it in a canter. I think this is a fantastic away strip.
Well, we're both in away strips today because Adelaide are wearing their...
Well, I like Adelaide's too. I've seen it before. I don't recall seeing this Brisbane one. Anyway, that's the major issue of the day out of the way.
There are all their kits for this memorial commemorative 20th A-League season designed by their first ever captain, Chad Gibson, who is here. I saw him down on the sidelines in that resplendent away jersey a little bit earlier. Here's James Delianov with Bart Friens. Excellent in his first outing, and just taking a little too long there, closed down by Ben Halloran.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and weren't sure quite about his durability, and as it happened, I bumped into great mariner Patrick Vanswijk, who knows the Dutchman very well, and his durability was the question, and he just got stronger through the game last week. There's no need to get him off after 60 minutes. He just looked even stronger by the end of the game than he was at the start, which is a great thing. For Adelaide, he certainly provides a very, very important bit of career strength and experience there at the back.
Especially since central defenders are a little bit thin on the ground as well. In Adelaide, they had Isaias filling in there at 36 years of age. Javi Lopez is not in the squad for the game, right back who can play in the middle. As here goes Ethan Alligic. I mentioned he has been in excellent form at the start of this season, a really influential player in that front third, in that number 10 role for Adelaide.
Yeah, he's been around for a couple of years, of course, but this is shaping up as the breakout season for Ethan Alligic. He's been given the responsibility of a starting berth from game 1, and he's looked very, very strong.
Got Jay Barnett sitting just behind him, Stefan Mork alongside him as well, in what is quite a fluid midfield and attacking formation. Often seeing Dylan Parias get forward on the right-hand side, Austin Ayubi on the left. Here is Jay Barnett, one of the 2 former Brisbane players in the Adelaide side. The other is Stefan Mork. And here is Parias on one of those marauding runs down the right-hand side. Dinks the ball towards Mork. Cleared as far as Barnett. Parias gets it again, a little flick over the top. Perhaps a little too ambitious.
A good start. I've said on repeated occasions to start this season, Dylan Parias has started well, and he needs to maximise for his team and himself the great advantage he has athletically, and thankfully, pleasingly, the first time of asking today, he's run direct and fast at and past Brisbane players. It's a very important marker to set. If he can make that the basis, he's going to be an incredibly important outlet for Adelaide.
Corey Brown The Brisbane left back, who's got plenty of experience, has been warned. He's got Zach Clough in his orbit already, and with Parius and those overlapping runs, he will have to be on his toes. Alagic trying to run down Macklin Freak. Here's Parius again. It's a nice first touch.
Substandard second touch, but again, very aggressive mentality. It's a good sign. It was a lovely first touch. Roddy, you're right.
Seven goals for Adelaide in their 3 games so far. Brisbane, just 2 goals scored. They came against Sydney, as here's Jelicic. Oh, and he has just opened the scoring with a brilliant strike. Goals have been hard to come by, and Keegan Jelicic made light of that statistic with a fantastic finish into the far corner.
Well, sweeping move from Brisbane, started by Walid Shur. Look at him carrying the ball on the halfway, Harvey Norman replay over halfway. Corey Brown helps things on its way. A very, very talented young player, Keegan Jelicic, who hasn't hit the heights so far this season, but by jingo, he's hit them now. That is a really measured and high-quality effort. Delianov with no chance. It's a beautiful goal to start things here at Allianz Stadium. Great tonic for Brisbane as well. A goal to match the kit.
The 22-year-old with his first goal of the season, on loan from Belgian side Ghent. A Queensland local, as we see, it's Walid Shaw just receiving a bit of treatment. The fourth official saying he has to leave the field of play before coming back on. He's managed to get back on, so Brisbane are at their full quota. And for the first time this season, Brisbane are in front. Deflected cross from Clough. Jovanovic was lurking in the middle. Macklin Freak making the claim. Well, now we'll see if they have something to defend, whether they can do it now, Brisbane. This is not an unfamiliar feeling for Adelaide. They were behind after 10 minutes against Western United 2 weeks ago. Managed to turn that one around. Greens with Parius. Greens again with Pana Kikianis. Looking for Jovanovic, well defended by Bility. Now O'Shea. Coletti. Back with Anthony Burke-Gilroy. Preferred it right back to Harry van der Sar. O'Shea just got caught in 2 minds. He did well to win it back to O'Shea. And Waddingham had done well too. There's a bit of slipping and sliding around. Both sides not wanting to give up possession without a fight. This match, the curtain raiser before the Sydney derby. A little bit later this evening to follow this match on 10 Bold and Paramount Plus.
Slight change for Adelaide, the way they've lined up here, particularly in midfield. Opening games to this season, Stephen Walk was starting on the left side of midfield, and I think linking so well with Ayubu, but today Hawks reverted to the right-hand side. Ethan Alagic powering down the left. We've seen a couple of important runs from him.
Jelicic does well to find Halloran, and space on the left-hand side for Corey Brown now. His cross, bouncing just in front of Kikianis. Wasn't the most convincing. Bart Friends clears, but only as far as Walid Shaw. Walid Shaw, who played 90 minutes for Lebanon against Thailand a week ago, was then rested for the 3-2 win over Myanmar. Rafael Strauk, who's on the bench for Brisbane, he played in both matches, a loss to Japan and then a big win for Indonesia over Saudi Arabia. And Jack Hingett, who was on the score sheet for Sri Lanka against Yemen, a 1-0 victory and an international goal for Jack Hingett, but not in the score sheet, not in the matchday squad.
Well, thankfully for Brisbane, Keegan Jelicic is. It's a really good goal. He's got plenty of this in him. And his career challenge is to find that type of finish, and that type of decisive attacking play, whether it's an assist or a goal, more consistently.
Ben Warland, who was Zach Clough's teammate last season, just getting caught. Nice shake of the hand between the two. Now O'Shea chips the ball towards Billity. Cleared by Vreens, Barnett as well. Clough only as far as Coletti. O'Shea. Halloran's cross. What a bad ball from Halloran.
Dropped it right into that corridor of uncertainty for a defender. He was well on his heels. He wasn't quite sure, but Brisbane players forward enough to make a play at the ball. They've started well. Have Brisbane, of course, the goal helps, but the goal came on the back of some good play. It wasn't against the run of play, and nor was it by error of an Adelaide player. They built it and earned it, and they're looking good as a result.
Here's Clough. Parias lighting the afterburners. Drives the ball in low towards Mork. It was a good ball. Mork had an option in Clough. Now Coletti with Alagic trying to win the ball back. Let's head down to Tristan McManus, who's on the sidelines for us this afternoon. Tristan, how is it down there?
Hello, Robbie. Yeah, it's great. It really is. I don't know what it looks like on screen there, but the ambience in here is really, really good. It really feels like Unite Round. It's a very hot day today, but there's a beautiful breeze in the stadium here, and obviously that breeze carried that ball into the bottom corner from Jelicic. It was great. Yeah, but look at the crowds are getting behind it. The activations out the front are fantastic. It's great to see all of our footballing fans, whether they're in the stadium now or out around Allianz. There's so much going on. All our influencers, all our podcasters, all our football lovers are all joined together today. It really does feel like Unite Round. It's great.
How united was that from Kitto on your compatriot Jay O'Shea down there, Tristan, just in front of you.
I'll note that one.
Kitto claiming there wasn't too much in it.
There wasn't a lot in it, but nor did he jump completely with his arms by his side. I mean, fair's fair. Just doing a quick teeth count or pulling some blades of grass out of his mouth. Jay O'Shea. Another big season needs to loom for him as the spiritual leader now of this football club. He's been such a great recruit for the A-League and pledged his allegiance to Brisbane over many years now. A wonderful player. What can he deliver from here?
Appearance number 148 for him for Brisbane Roar. Good ball to the back post as well. Warland can't get anything out of that. It's out for a goal kick. He's been outstanding. Jay O'Shea, twice Player of the Year for Brisbane.
And I can't believe, given the quality that he's delivered over many years, and some of those years have been very lean ones for the football club, that a rival hasn't tried to price him away. I'm sure that's been the case. And I have to assume that he's resisted those overtures to stick with Brisbane.
You've Ivanovic kept it alive for Adelaide with Clough and now Parias. Here is Zach Clough again. Former Blackburn and Nottingham Forest player. Oh, Jelacic has intercepted that one from Kitto. The cavalry is on the way, but he's still on his own for the moment. Now finds Halloran. Then Halloran. O'Shea was alongside him asking for it as well.
Didn't quite, in the end, open up for Brisbane. It was a wonderful break, given the loss of footing of Ryan Kitto. But you have to pay credit to the Adelaide retreat. So Kitto hits the ball into the chest of Jelacic and then slips. So the thing opens up completely. Jelacic didn't, to me, look completely decisive. Nevertheless, I think the major play here is quite how quickly Adelaide swamped and blocked the shot on goal. Well done from the Reds.
O'Shea. Walid Shaw at the near post can't get the decisive touch. Anthony Burke-Gilroy gets it straight back out to Jay O'Shea, who's at the heart of everything at the moment for Brisbane. The cross, back post. Halloran again arriving. Well, one important tactical switch that we can see from their opening three losses. Oh, the mistake from Alagic, and Waddingham just couldn't run onto it. Jay Barnett, very importantly, stealing the ball away. Is that Jay O'Shea is playing a lot higher up the pitch. Coletti's return alongside Walid Shaw means that we're seeing O'Shea Kitto with his eyes on the ball all the way.
Go, Tommy!
Kitto under pressure again, all the way back to Delianov. He looks long. Ayubi's touch is a good one, but the flag is up for offside. He felt he was in line when the ball was played by his goalkeeper. There you can see.
In line with two other offside Adelaide players. He was in line, of course. Started well this season. Ayubi too. He's causes some danger.
Mark Vreens with Parias. Scored a spectacular brace against his former club, Western Sydney, 3 weeks ago. Adelaide, who had the bye in the opening day, and that's a great touch from Jovanovic, intentional or otherwise, to take him past Bility. But then he just couldn't find Stefan Mork, who was making that run outside him.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
In which case, that
was
brilliant.
As much as we're tempted to say he mistook his first touch, but I'm happy to give him the benefit of the doubt. But again, in an offensive reference, Brisbane once breached, then recovered very, very well.
Giannis, plenty of pace on that pass for Ryan Kitto. You can see the intention. Move it quickly. Switch play, try and stretch Brisbane across the field in their 4-4-2 formation that you can see quite clearly there. Kikianis. Intercepted again by Jelacic. He and Jay O'Shea in the wide rolls. Kikianis again. And now O'Shea against Parias. The run from Halloran, tracked by Vreens. He's done well, the Dutchman. Brisbane certainly the happier of the two sides. 20 minutes in at Allianz Stadium in Unite round.
Well, Robbie, Adelaide are behind, and we've only seen a game and 20 minutes of Bart Vreens. Is there any possibility, I'll pose this question to you, that he could be for Adelaide what Vanswijk was for Central Coast, which was a championship influence? I mean, the other parts of the Adelaide team look pretty tasty.
Well, the key for Adelaide is to have a little bit of consistency, isn't there? If Bart Vreens can hang around for a couple of seasons, a la Isaias, where they have enjoyed success. With those other tasty elements, you think of an Alagic, a Jovanovic and Ayubi. How long will they stay? The Kikianis. We saw huge turnover last season.
Well, this is the way it goes, although Adelaide have broken the mould again by signing players to longer-term contracts, which is a fantastic thing. You have to credit them. I don't know, look, Patrick Vanswijk at the Mariners was unheralded, I think. He doesn't often come up in the names of the really great imports, but I think he's certainly in that discussion, and the Mariners fans will back it up. The trophy cabinet backs it up. And I just get the sense, looking at the important role that Vreens can play here, given the lack of centre-halves, you've referred to that, but just his leadership qualities and his vast experience. If he stays on the field and the other parts of the team get working, no reason why the Adelaide fans couldn't believe.
Solid contact there from Ben Warland on Stefan Mork, and the first yellow card of this contest midway through the first half. Don't have too many complaints.
Well, he zeroed in, didn't he? Warland. He zeroed in on Stefan Mork. He coat-angled it completely.
They're a bit of a training ground vendetta that's been hanging over from last season there.
Well, if you didn't know any better.
Never really managed to impose himself, Ben Warland, in his 2 seasons back at Adelaide after the spell in Sydney. Looking for a new lease on life at Brisbane. Harry van der Sarg had a not only injury hampered, injury ruined couple of seasons really at Adelaide. He too is looking for a fresh start in Queensland. On the bench this evening, Halloran, who did say that he was a Queensland boy that thought Adelaide was his home, is now back at Brisbane again. Corey Brown can't find Ben Halloran there. He's just switched roles now with O'Shea. Giannis as Jelicic applies the press. Keeping an eye on his defensive duties as well. Well set up, they're not allowing Adelaide to play out. Shaw with O'Shea. Into the feet of Waddingham. Back out with Walid Shaw. Now Corey Brown. O'Shea in the area, it's nice football. The cut back, Coletti. Well, he's not a regular goal scorer, Joe Coletti.
And isn't it amazing, Robbie, how the pressure of a situation, the technique just goes out the window. So Corey Brown, great technique, simple execution, but still, no problem with the pass to Jay O'Shea. Jay O'Shea, no problem with the pass to Coletti. Coletti reversed those roles. He makes that pass easily. But as soon as there's a target to hit vis-a-vis a goal, everything tightens up. It was a great chance for Brisbane. That's not to dump on Joe Coletti. You see it often. Sometimes players just need to forget they're shooting for goal and just think this is a pass to another player, which is a very makeable thing. That needed at least to be on target from Coletti.
Well, Adelaide almost played their way out of the press there. It's come back. And that's come off Panakikianis. And will be a corner for Brisbane, who are on the front foot.
Looking good, and Corey Brown with that delectable left foot. Here's the final frames of that attack. Keegan Jelicic sweating on an error of judgment from Kikianis, who doesn't oblige. I mean, that's solid defending. Get to the corner of that 6-yard box. You can't let the ball pass. He does well.
Crowd of players in that 6-yard box. Delianov will have to keep his eyes on the ball. He does so. Manages to palm it away well and to safety. A clearance completed by Dylan Parias. Only as far as Anthony Burke-Gilroy. Now Corey Brown. Halloran. Burke-Gilroy again with Jelicic. Taking on Kitto. Jelicic needs an option. Support from Halloran again. And Kitto did well. Keep his eye on the ball, and Ethan Alagic held on to possession well with Barnett. Now Moore. Under pressure from Walid Shaw. Just throws Stephen Mork out of the way like a rag doll. Referee, I think, would have blown for a free kick. Allowed play to continue. Has a word to Walid Shaw on his way past. Alex King playing peacemaker there, having a word to Stephen Mork as well as he started to navigate towards Walid Shaw. Ayubi. Alagic. And Barnett. Adelaide trying to just squeeze Brisbane into their final third. Everybody back for Brisbane. Everybody except Delianov. Almost in Brisbane's final third for Adelaide as well. Ayubi. Now they have to be careful. Kikianis does well. Dylan Parias keeps it in play. This is the first real moment of possession and territorial dominance that we've seen from Adelaide consistently anyway in this match. What can they do with it? Yet to have a shot at goal in this contest. Cleared, but only as far as an Adelaide shirt again. Alagic, clever ball for Mork. Again, they're forced wide with Zach Clough. Rins and Kikianis. Ayubi trying to peel open on the left-hand side. And they come central. It's crowded in there. Clough, the cross towards Jovanovic, and they did find that half a yard of space.
And that's normally all he needs. Jovanovic, he's a real goal sneak, and frustrated that he couldn't get more onto that. It's the best chance Adelaide have fashioned for themselves. He gets that half yard of space, but can't control the volley. Ability was beaten.
Jelicic gets it back to Anthony Burke-Gilroy. Coletti. Walid Shaw, it's nicely done again from Brisbane for Corey Brown. Here's O'Shea. Outside with Halloran. They've motored up the other end of the field here. The cross in. Delianov was flapping at it. Kikianis with the defensive header. Cross in again. Coletti. Back towards Burke-Gilroy, and now Adelaide. Can they fashion something on the counter-attack? Mork with Parias. Both sides playing some nice football at the moment as Parias tries to turn past Walid Shaw. The Lebanon international has been good in the opening 29 minutes as well. A solid physical presence in the middle of the field for Brisbane. Borland with O'Shea. Waddingham. bit lucky with the throw off Clough. Furious. Jovanovic with Clough. Now he tries to accelerate through the middle. Space on the left-hand side. Clough has been felled in the back play. Warland will have to be careful as Ayubi. And Macklin Freak's hands. Now Jovanovic has stayed down. Alex King wants to have a word.
Jovanovic and Warland, I think it was. Here's the ball through for Ayubi, who shoots to the near post. Good solid contact. And he got whacked on the chops. Surely on another training ground, get square. You keeping a tally?
Well, we know that former players like to impress when up against their former teammates.
Ben Warland, 2 down, 9 to go.
Macklin Freak, it's been a difficult start to the season for him. In terms of save percentage, he's at the bottom. At 13th with under 50% of his saves made, but as we know, it's not always fair to shine the spotlight on goalkeepers alone. Defending is done by the whole team, and Brisbane are bottom of the table as well, at least for the moment. But they're sitting on potentially 3 very important points that would see them climb above Perth glory. They've seen the Mariners get a first win of the season. They've seen Western United get a first win of the season this weekend as well.
And both those victories came deservedly. And on the balance of play so far, that's where Brisbane are heading as well. Long way to go, of course. And Adelaide are made of strong staff, but that's the trend out of games 1 and 2.
Oh, as Ayubi catches Billity in possession. 4 forward for Adelaide. Ayubi, the cross in, and Stephen Moore scores again against Brisbane. That's now the 6th goal of his career against Brisbane Roar, more than any other opponent. His first of the new season. He has been threatening. He's on the score sheet, and Adelaide are indeed back on level terms.
Harvey Northern Replay says first error of note for Brisbane is punished, and Ayubi sets it up nicely. He's worked out exactly what he wants to try here. It did take the deflection off Warland. Ultimately, though, into the path of Stephen Moore, and it goes off Warland again. But it's well done from Ayubi to have forced the error, or profited from the error, and then delivered the ball into the goal-scoring zone, and Stephen Moore makes the most of that opportunity for Adelaide.
"26 career goals, more than a quarter of them against Brisbane Roar. O'Shea, Barnett, and now will Adelaide have their tails up here? Clough. We just saw they'd managed to put their foot on the ball about 10 minutes earlier. They were starting to have some possession. Getting to grips with the tactical conundrum posed by Brisbane in the opening quarter hour, which saw them go ahead to that excellent Keegan Jelicic goal.
Yeah, so this is now the test for Brisbane, as it is for any team that comes into a match with losing form, to have gotten a good half hour of really solid, convincing, compelling football and a goal to reward it. Can they just hold it together in the short term now and remount the charge on Adelaide, who will grow as a result of their equalising? This is the big test for Brisbane, given the state into which they ended this match. And conversely, if you're Adelaide, you're pushing hard for the next few minutes to see if you can find a crack.
Here's Dylan Parias with Clough. The early cross. He has a look, he's trying to will it back in. Well, the last time these two sides met, it was Brisbane Roar who opened the scoring early. Henry Hoare in the 3rd minute. And it was Adelaide that emerged 4-3 winners. Stephen Mork was on the score sheet that day as well. Perhaps we're in for a little 7-goal thriller between these two.
Well, that's certainly the callous end of the spectrum from Stephen Mork, that one. Less than zero intent to win the ball, if it's possible.
O'Shea. Corey Brown goes again, and he'll get there. Trying to turn inside Jay Barnett. Oh, a heavy touch from Parias, gives it straight back. Coletti, good ball for Burke Gilroy. First time header, back across the face of goal. Waddingham couldn't get there. He wins it back off Ayubi. Now, was he being held on there? Both players wrestling with each other, according to Alex King. Little one over the top for Waddingham to chase. Parias is back. Clears only as far as Corey Brown again. Halloran comes short. Switch is comfortably picked off by Austin Ayubi. Mork able to turn. Ayubi with Alagic. Brisbane's last win came back on the 5th of April. A 2-1 victory over the Western Sydney Wanderers. Three losses in a row to start this season, after finishing last season with 3 without victory. They say winning can be a habit, just like losing. So hard to break that trend, to just get that first win that can set you on the way. Kitto with Ayubi. That's a good ball for Clough. His cross back. Kept in play. Very well by Ryan Kitto.
He did very, very well, but a wasted opportunity. Clough there, really badly overhit pass. So much to offer.
Mork leaves it for Jovanovic. Well back to goal. Almost being fouled by Wall, and now Parias. It's a good ball in, and it's very well defended. Corey Brown lunging at the near post.
Yeah, well, he gets to the corner of that 6-yard box, defensively the key position. But I reckon there was more than just passing hope from Corey once he's made contact that the ball doesn't rifle into the roof of the net. But it was well wide in the end. He patrolled the space well enough. And Adelaide putting the pressure on now.
Everyone back defending for Brisbane inside their own penalty area. Clough's delivery. Kikianis is there. Well, it made it a long way. Was missed by Freens. And Jovanovic. Kikianis couldn't control his header. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. 4 shots for Brisbane, with 1 on target, that one in the 6th minute from Keegan Jelicic. But it's starting to feel like a long time ago now. Adelaide have come right back into the contest. Waddingham. Oh, he's done well, Waddingham, into the area. What's the referee made of that penalty? He got the right side of Bart Vriens, and he tried to keep going. Wrestled to the ground. The Dutchman certainly doesn't seem to be complaining. And a chance for Brisbane to go ahead again.
Well, I think Vriens is guilty, Robbie. And the key is when it's a holding charge, it's not where it starts, it's where it finishes. And clearly Waddingham had beaten Vriens in the first instant. And the left arm out, it stops progress, and then maintains contact. And I think the referee has made the right call. Well done, Waddingham.
Now, Stephen Moore.
Surely not.
Can you believe it? Is involved in a little bit of fun and games. I'm not sure who he was trying to get to in the midst of that. A bit of mind games, no doubt. Have a word to the penalty taker. Now it's going to be Jay O'Shea, of course, who is the penalty taker in this Brisbane team.
So if the penalty stands, did Vriens get a yellow card for that?
I didn't see a yellow card, no. Wanting to have a word to Coletti. Penalty confirmed by VAR. I don't think there was too much doubt about that. Stephen Mork wants to keep going.
I would have thought a yellow card for a foul like that.
Not playing the ball. Yep. Now Jay O'Shea. He's the current player in the A-League to have scored the most penalties at 14. Number 15 will take him officially 4th in the all-time goal scorers charts for Brisbane. There you can see he doesn't miss many. 10 out of 10 for his last 10. O'Shea scores, and Brisbane are back in front 3 minutes before the break. Jay O'Shea is first of the campaign, and Brisbane are on the score sheet again.
Well, very good from the spot. Yeah, that's terrific play. He's a handful, Tommy Waddingham. He's a handful. And on the Harvey Norman replay, guilty as charged. Right, Vriens. And cool as a cucumber from the spot, Jay O'Shea. And Brisbane should be able to navigate to half-time now with the lead to protect.
For Jay O'Shea, 134 A-League matches, 148 now in all competitions. And we saw the 10 out of 10 penalties. He did miss one, an important one as well, against Sydney United in the Cup 3 years ago. That proved costly when they lost to Sydney United, who went all the way to the Cup final. He's been perfect in the league. Vriens wins the race ahead of Halloran. Looks long. Corey Brown header back. It's been spirited from Brisbane and Adelaide, to be fair. It's been a good first half of football.
It has. Adelaide have been second best, not just on the scoreboard, but they haven't buckled. They're in for a game here today, and thankfully Brisbane have turned up with their game faces on. And it's not that they've been poor this season, but they're winless, pointless coming into this one, and they've got the points in their pocket going into half-time. It's a fascinating second half coming up.
Cocoletti. Stephen Moore in close attendance, and a little push with the two arms. He can't have any complaints there either. Wasn't the foul so much as the nature of the foul. But a little bit the foul as well. Anthony Burke-Gilroy long down the tunnel, down the channel rather. And Jelicic has been stepped on. It's a yellow card for Kikianis. Now, that must be deemed either reckless or intentional from Kikianis to pick up a yellow card. And maybe got that spot on.
Yeah. Yep.
He reached out with the foot just to put his opponent off. And in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time, we've got O'Shea and Brown standing over this free kick. O'Shea, good whip on it. And the flag is up for offside. Adelaide still have about a minute and a half left. Zayubi gives it away. A run from Alagic. Crowd is filling. You can see plenty of sky blue and red and black in attendance as well, getting in early to catch the curtain raiser. Looks very promising for a very entertaining second half as well. Kikianis with Vreens. Parias, who started the match down that right-hand flank, but has been kept under control by Brisbane. Halloran and Brown. There's Mork's ball over the top, looking for Zach Clough, cleared by Ben Warland.
One of the differences between the teams as we approach half-time, and Brisbane have had the better of the football.
It's a good run from Parias. Just when he needed to find an option in the middle, couldn't do so.
Right on cue. I think the key passes from Adelaide more often than not have gone wrong, and Brisbane have been able to put Adelaide under pressure as a result of a better mentality, better execution in the final third. But a good half of football.
It was an excellent half of football that started in the 6th minute. An outstanding goal from youngster Keegan Jelicic. Stephen Mork equalised for Adelaide just after the half hour before Bart Vreens conceded a penalty on Tom Waddingham, and Jay O'Shea stepped up to score his 28th career goal for Brisbane Roar. Half-time in Unite Round at Allianz Stadium. Brisbane Roar 2 looking for their first win of the season. Adelaide United 1. And after the break, we will have a full wrap-up of the opening 45 minutes with Tara Rushton, Alex Brosk and Archie Thompson. Don't go away.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu UTE. The winner of the prestigious award will win their choice of a brand new top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX. Plus, the Isuzu UTE Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club to win $10,000. Make sure you're watching this season's grand final when the winning player and club will be revealed.
Hello there and welcome back to Allianz Arena where the scoreboard reads Brisbane Roar 2, Adelaide United 1, and just like the last United round, it's a Jay O'Shea penalty that separates the teams. Very intense Brisbane Roar today. It seems to be only matched by one man in Adelaide, Stefan Mork at the moment.
Big point to prove for Brisbane. They had a very, very good first half, and Stefan Mork is a thorn in their side. All the players know each other so well, but he said
time in Brisbane as well. Always scores against Brisbane, and particular spice. But we talk about Stephen Moore being an angry ant, and it's a bit reductionist because there's a lot more to his football, obviously, than just annoying opposing players. Nevertheless, he's got this competitive edge, which is hard to find in a lot of people. He's such a warrior. He's so desperate for his team to win, and he will push the boundary as much as he can. He's got the goal that levelled the game for Adelaide, but now he's got to lead his team to greater heights in the second half.
Thanks for that, Harps. The kick-off is 1 minute away.
The Isuzu UTE is reinvigorated and ready for life. No matter where you take it, go your own way. During halftime substitutes for Adelaide United, number 9, being replaced by number 17, Ben Falani, and number 42, Austin Ayubi, being replaced by number 26, Archie Goodwin.
Welcome back to Allianz Stadium Unite Round, and the entire footballing community of Australia descending on Allianz Stadium. Those precious A-League shirts in the crowd, it's great to see this match. Perez already has his own flag after his brace against Western Sydney with the Adelaide fans. And a couple of changes as well for Adelaide at the break. Archie Goodwin and Ben Falami into the action at half-time, so clearly Coach Carl Veer deciding changes were needed. And it is Adelaide that get the second half underway as Delianov looks long. And Luka Jovanovic has made way. Now, Adelaide straight onto the front foot. The cross, back post, Clough is there, the header blocked, the follow-up, and it's in the back of the net. 37 seconds into the second half, and Zach Clough makes it 2-2, and Adelaide are back on level terms. Immediate impact from Carl Veer, that's what he would have been looking for. The ball to the back post, Clough's initial header was blocked, the follow-up. And again, just like the first goal to Stephen Moore, I fancy that one's come off Ben Warland as well against his former club. Nothing he could have done about it to extricate himself from that situation. The goal will go down as Clough's. And we are all square, less than a minute into the second half. Austin Ayubi, the other player to have made way. It was Ben Falami immediately into the action with that cross to the back post. He won't get the assist because Zach Clough needed 2 bites of the cherry. Zach Clough spraying the ball out. It couldn't be kept in by Dylan Perez. Now, once again, Brisbane's resolve will be tested Mork and Coletti, the two number 6s, continuing their little feud, which had already one little spark during the penalty. Mork is back to his feet. Coletti was quickly back to his feet. Now Parias. Adelaide looking to confirm their excellent start to the second half. The cross back in. Mork was there again. Jelicic's header only falls to Kitto. Falami into the area. Kitto has time to look up. Oh, almost another one off Ben Warland.
Oh, that's a good one. Normally more adept than that. It came to him quickly. Falami set it up nicely. Kitto fires the ball in. That's a good one. Well, it didn't end up to be more than a deflection, but it certainly almost caught Warland short.
Clough's delivery. Free comes and punches. A good punch outside the area. Barnett wins the attacking throw for Adelaide, who have a hand on the throat of Brisbane at the moment. 4 minutes into the second half. Falami past Anthony Burke-Gilroy, the cross in. Now Kitto. Everyone back for Brisbane. Kikianis towards Parias, the ball holding up. He's done that pretty well, Dylan Parias. Perfect reading of the green. Now Jelicic. That's a great reverse pass for Ben Halloran. He's got Waddingham and O'Shea in the middle. O'Shea just closed down too quickly by Ethan Alagic. Quite the frenetic start to the second half. Oh, look at the space in the middle of the park for Stefan Mork. Now Falami. Ben Falami shoots across the face of goal. I think it might have been a cross in the end.
He's saying it nicked the defender on the way through. Gilroy shepherding and to Falami's left. There was no evidence in that replay that his claims can be validated.
Bility is looking up the line. He slices it directly out of play, and Brisbane need to try and put their foot on the ball at the moment. Greens with Parias, the ball in behind Clough. Archie Goodwin was just caught on his heels a moment. Halloran, the Hail Mary towards Waddingham. We've already seen that he's a handful for the Adelaide defence. Jelicic stealing the ball away. Walid Shaw. Players diving in. It's Adelaide that come away with it. Misunderstanding there for Mork and Goodwin. Shaw over the top, one for Waddingham to chase. He has to recover quickly, does so with Halloran now. Shaw. Shaw straightens up. Waddingham, that's a clever little pass for O'Shea. Jay O'Shea still. Back out for Halloran. Blocked by Alagic. Good response this from Brisbane Roar. Already taken the lead twice this afternoon. Jelicic had lost the ball when he threw himself to ground hoping for something. Burke Gilroy looking long towards Ben Halloran, putting Kikianis under pressure. It's a dangerous ball back into play, but Jelicic with the foul on Kitto.
Silly foul too. Silly foul. And where was Ryan Kitto going? Apart from heading to a world of pain. Jelicic just backs off. He can put him under enormous pressure. What a cheap giveaway.
Come a little bit, Benny. Let's go. Good. Well done. Good. 6, coming, 6.
Long. Ability. Under pressure from Halagic. Adelaide starting to dominate the possession statistics. Parias taking on Brown, gets an early cross in, flicked on by Warland, unwittingly almost into the path of Falami.
And that's the point about Dylan Parias. Fast enough off the mark. And Corey Brown is no slouch. And he managed to basically foot it with Parias, except that Parias had got that yard start. Whips in a dangerous ball. A couple of deflections later goes to safety for Brisbane.
Harry van der Sarg is coming on to replace Joe Coletti. And we'll see if that means a little reshuffle or if Harry van der Sarg heads into a midfield position. Looks immediately as though Jay O'Shea is going back to Coletti's post in the centre of midfield alongside Walid Shaw. Van der Sarg straight to right back. We'll see where Anthony Burke-Gilroy ends up. For the moment, there's plenty of defending to be done by Brisbane. They don't want to concede another early in this second half. Over the top, Macklin Freak with a comfortable claim. Warland. Gilroy. Van der Sarg. Are we switching to a 5 at the back for Brisbane? Anthony Burke-Gilroy seems to have slotted in alongside Billity and Warland, with Brown and Van der Sarg wing backs. We'll see if that's nominal or otherwise.
Oh. I think you are certainly gravitated to that right centre back position.
As here's Archie Goodwin now. Stops and checks. Now Falami. His ball back post is overhead. It was ambitious.
It's a new experience for me watching Anthony Burke-Gilroy as a centre back. In a back 5. See how he goes. Ability in the centre of the back 3. Ben Warland, the left stopper.
I guess with Mork up alongside Goodwin, Halagic has dropped back alongside Jay Barnett, more in a 6-8 type role, but at times they do play with 4 up front. You can hear Ruben Zavkovic shouting instructions. A little touch, Billity does well, and he's fouled by Ben Falami. I wonder if it was an initial reaction just to try and steady the ship a little bit at the start of this second half. Prius has won the throw as we approach the hour mark. As it stands at 2-2, Brisbane will secure their first point of the season. But Adelaide have a pretty big carrot dangling in front of them as Prius has crossed towards the back post. Quito can't get there.
Well, he had a line of players doing Prius, begging to attack the ball, and his delivery, not under pressure, was hit behind the players. And Brisbane's back five was unpicked. Burke drifted, attracted into midfield to pick up Ethan Allegich. And a quick exchange of passes exposed the space that he'd vacated, and Adelaide were away. Brisbane very grateful for Dylan Prius' errant delivery of that final ball.
Barnett with Clough, able to face forward and look up and invite Prius forward again. Here is Zach Clough. Freens with Kikianis. And a Kikianis again. Australian Youth International with Falami, one-time Socceroo. Quito with Kikianis again. Archie Goodwin, oh, he's been caught there. Archie Goodwin, he's managed to pop it off. Now Moore. Parias, Clough. Clough's cross. Into a good area as well. Freak comes, misses it. Stephen Moore with a rush of blood to the head, sends it almost out of the stadium.
And despite the fact that this contact with the keeper is inside the 6-yard box, I don't think Macklin Freak's going to get the decision here. I think it's probably going to be play on. Yeah, I might have asked the ref to come and have a look, because normally that sort of contact goes in favour of the goalkeeper, but it looked like it was fair play. He'd given himself up, and Stephen Moore with a great chance to deliver the lead to his team.
Oh, Warren taking too long again. Corey Brown gets away with it. Zadkovic trying to reduce the playing area, wants his side to stay compact. Waddingham, no way past Freens. Well played, Allegich and Barnett. Now Quito. Adelaide accentuating their dominance of possession as Parias the ball. Oh, brilliant pass in the end for Archie Goodwin. The assist for Parias, and Archie Goodwin gets his first goal in Adelaide colours. And it's the South Australians that have the lead for the first time in this contest.
Well, terrific second half for Adelaide, culminating in this goal, which we'll enjoy on the Harvey Norman replay. It's a great little ball from Dylan Parias. And the switch to a back five just hasn't really worked for Brisbane to stem the tide. Archie Goodwin, a good goal scorer in his own right, but you don't have to be to score them. A tap in from 5 yards, no keeper to beat, opens his account as a red and gives his new team the lead.
His fourth appearance off the bench this season. An 8th goal and a first for Adelaide after his move from the Newcastle Jets. And it won't be enough with goal difference to send him provisionally top of the table over Melbourne Victory, but they will be level on points if they can now defend this lead. And then of course there's Auckland, who have only played 3 matches as well and have a perfect 9 out of 9 and no goals conceded so far this season.
Now, if Brisbane switched to a back 5 to try and protect the point that they had.
As Parias goes again, great pace, and Corey Brown stuck to his guns. Well, we suggested it was going to be a tricky night for Corey Brown. He's done very well so far, to be fair, but Parias is really starting to cause some danger now.
Yeah, as he should be. But again, Corey Brown did very, very well. But the drop to a back 5, if it was, Robbie, let's just hold fire and try and keep the point, was just inviting more midfield dominance for Adelaide. All right.
As Parias goes again, Goodwin's in the middle. And after a brilliant pass for the first goal that exhausted Dylan Parias, can't control that cross. The flag is up for offside anyway.
So there's going to be, from a Brisbane viewpoint, they're going to have to change again. I think just to concede so much space, and the extra player in midfield now has to change, because they've got to come out and at least one, but they've got to win this game. They're otherwise reasonable start to the season without accumulating any points now runs the risk of blowing out into a very introspective phase, and you don't want that, certainly this early in the season. You've got to break the cycle, and it's got to happen from the dugout onto the field.
Corey Brown continues to make his way up that touchline. Throw towards Waddingham, headed away by Barnett. O'Shea with Brown again. Warren. All in, repelled by Freens. Anthony Burke-Gilroy, who has one A-League goal to his name. It came a couple of seasons ago against Melbourne Victory. The Perth Glory. That one was not going to trouble the scorers. Well, Adelaide are yet to keep a clean sheet this season in their 4 matches so far. Another 2 goals conceded here. Oh, as Archie Goodwin takes off. Ability recovered well. Throw taken quickly. Corey Brown still not back. Clough's ball in towards Falami. It had good whip on it again from Clough.
To some extent, this much improved Adelaide second half, this part of the game hasn't necessarily improved. They've been in some wonderful places in advanced positions, and poor delivery has led Brisbane off the hook more often than it should have. Well, that's an example of when the delivery's worked.
A little reverse angle there of that ball over the top from Stephen Mork. How much did Archie Goodwin enjoy that? Now I've got Tom Waddingham down. We're going to have some changes now. It's Johnny Yull who's coming into the game to replace Stephen Mork, who was on the score sheet and now makes way.
Number 6, Stephen Mork, being replaced by number 12, Johnny Yull.
Stephen Mork, who's come off in each of his previous 3 A-League matches this season as well, so for the moment not running out a full 90 just yet, but a very good shift of 67.5 minutes from Stephen Mork.
Telling again, clearly, I think we're all making the assumption that Stephen Mork and his game time needs managing. Because it's not a lack of output or influence, but he's coming off 60, 65, 70 minutes early 70s. I mean, that's the conclusion one might obviously draw.
Waddingham's match is over. It's Rafael Strauch, the Dutch-Indonesian international who comes in. Ben Halloran is also making way for Florent Berenguer, the former Melbourne City French playmaker, who comes into the game now. Will give a little bit more control in midfield, because for Walid Shaw and Jay O'Shea, they were struggling to get a foothold for a while there, although Berenguer does look as though he's moved up alongside Rafael Strauch. Good win with Clough. Johnny Yull immediately into the action with a first touch and a second with Dylan Parias. Walid Shaw and Rafael Strauch, two of the internationals in this Brisbane side. I mentioned that Jack Hingett is not in the matchday squad today, despite his goal scoring, or perhaps because of his goal scoring heroics with Sri Lanka against Yemen. Here is Strauch, the former ADO Den Haag player. The youngster emerged from their academy. Now Corey Brown. O'Shea back with Warland. O'Shea with Jelicic. He's coming looking for the ball. He's barely seen it in the second half, Keegan Jelicic. Parias clears. Well, it's sure it's a good ball for Jelicic. Space on the right. Berenguer with Jelicic. This is better from Brisbane, much better. Corey Brown's cross, back post. Van der Sar. Well, he has a habit of scoring against his former clubs. His one and only goal for Adelaide came against Sydney FC.
Beautifully worked from Brisbane. Maybe in defence of Van der Sar, the ball slightly behind him, but otherwise never looked particularly comfortable. It was lovely football from Brisbane to make the opening. And a more than reasonable chance to draw level.
Well, he already has a goal in his A-League career, Rafael Strauch. It came in the 2-3 loss to Sydney FC. Valami again gets the better ability. And ability again, not for the first time this afternoon. Has to recover, but does so.
He does well. Valami, just the ball didn't settle for him really just to explode that extra yard, half yard. He gets the chance now to work the rebound, and here just cannot kick away from ability. He slides in desperately. Need to hold tight here, Brisbane. Catastrophic in a football sense. And in the context of this game, if they were to go down by 2 goals from this corner.
Clough delivers again. Freak with the punch. Alagic. Oh, can't keep the shot down. But it's another shot. A 6th in the second half. We just saw the expected goals from the second half. That has changed with that Harry van der Sar header, mind you, up to 0.13, but before that it was 0.06, which is basically next to nothing in terms of potential chances in the second half. And for Adelaide, well, it's 1.53, which is generally suggests they should have had 2 or perhaps 3. And That's exactly what they've done. They've managed to take the lead here. Oh, as Bart Vriens. That was rather risky.
He was under great pressure from Jelicic. There's the foul from Billity on Clough.
I've seen Billity himself, Australian Youth International, under 23. Kitto allowed to run, invited to run, and picks up a very cheap corner.
I mean, the issue here, look at the deepest player to block that for Brisbane is Walid Shur, who is your midfield. So what's the point of the back five if the midfield is having to drop in to make it a back six? They've got to arrest this situation, Brisbane. They're playing nicely enough with the ball, and credit to them, but they need to do more of it, and it's difficult if you've got so many players committed to defence.
Well, when they played well, they had really their wing-backs forward. Clough delivers again. Warland's header. Straight back to Zach Clough. A second chance for him. Near post. Oh, and trying to catch out Macklin Freak and almost did so.
Clever. And sometimes with those, you're never sure if it's another hit cross, but this was full of intent. And Zach Clough, like he still can't believe the goalkeeper reacted the way he did. It was a terrific effort. Look at him. He knows exactly what he's intending there. And Freak up to it.
Corner taken short this time. Well, the ball just got caught under the feet of Ben Falami. O'Shea can't release Strauch. It's been a pretty gentle second half for James Delianov. 12 shots to 8 now in favour of the inverted commas away side Adelaide in this Unite round. 5 shots on target against just 2 though. And there you see in that second half the domination of Adelaide. Passes in opposition half. Final third entries. And touches in opposition box telling as well. One of those Brisbane ones though could have resulted in the goal to Harry van der Sarg. Kitto's header. Hooked away by Clough towards Archie Goodwin for him to chase. Macklin Freak. Oh, the slip by Walid Shaw. And then Barnett with a foul on Jelicic. With the new arrivals, it looks as though Zach Clough's moved central with Johnny Yull in that right midfield position. Already 1 assist to his name, Johnny Yull, this season. With limited minutes. That's a nice little 1-2. Invites Parias forward. Now Johnny Yull gives the option to get it back. Parias crosses near post. Archie Goodwin probably should have had a second.
Well, the ball from Parias didn't have a lot on it, but it was well directed. And Archie Goodwin just looked a little all at sea there, unfortunately for him. I think he's got great talent as a striker. And as that ball's coming over and you're seeing Goodwin is going to be the recipient, I'm putting a fair bit on the fact that Goodwin's going to score. I reckon he'll knock that one up. And it's another reprieve for Brisbane.
That Clough makes way. Isaias comes on. Now this is A-League appearance number 237 for Isaias. He is now just 1 behind Eugene Galekovic and his 238 all-time leading appearances in the A-League for Adelaide United. Great testament to the Spaniard at 37 years of age. ...270 appearances in all competitions for Adelaide United for Isaias. And just 2 away for becoming their most appearance maker in the 20 years of A-League football. Warland just got it away with Corey Brown. Shaw under hit, Malagic just arriving late on the scene with Corey Brown. Alex King had a good long look at it to see where the ball was headed. "12 minutes left." There are pockets of Brisbane and Adelaide supporters, but in anticipation of the Sydney derby, which kicks off in just under an hour's time, these two sides have the rather surreal experience of playing in a stadium where the majority of fans are supporters of two rival clubs. They are being entertained by a very open match of football so far. The Adelaide and Brisbane supporters as well, part of this Unite round.
The second half of Brisbane, well, short of being poor, certainly they have to front up and say, how have we lost such control of this game? Because we were clearly the dominant team in the first half. Carl Viet makes a couple of changes. Goodwin on, Valami on. Was that enough to change the balance of power of itself? And these are the questions that Brisbane are going to have to ask. I think the reshuffle, I think I could understand it, but I don't think it's worked for Brisbane. The five across the back, they've conceded too much midfield space, and Waleed Shaw, who I think's been very good. I mean, he's impressed as an A-League player, but he's just running out of legs. He's got too many people to cover, too much space to try and plug up.
Yull with the flick on, flag up refreshingly early against Archie Goodwin. Clear enough to be raised from that glancing header from Johnny Yull. Berenguer just surrounded by Adelaide jerseys, and they come again here. Johnny Yull, Archie Goodwin wants it, and it's going to be close to offside as he shoots, and it's claimed by Macklin Freak.
This has been a wonderful response from Adelaide, though. To talk about Brisbane, of course, is only half the story. Adelaide have turned their first half ordinariness, by comparison, into a very dominant second half and thrown too many puzzles for Brisbane to deal with. And were at their final ball into the penalty area, the crossing, etc., was better consistently, the gap might be bigger.
We're about to see an A-League debut for Jacob Brazete, the 18-year-old former Sydney FC Academy graduate who trialled at the start of the off-season and was picked up on a 2-year scholarship. Shaw and Brown make way as Sam Klein also enters the fray, his third appearance of the season. The final minutes being played out in front of plenty of interested observers. As Klein's first contribution is just to belt that ball behind for a corner. And Isaias, who replaced Zach Clough, has also replaced the Englishman with the set-piece delivery. There comes Bart Vriens, looking to make amends for that first half penalty, getting his head on that.
And in hot and sticky conditions, certainly by comparison with the start of the season generally, he looks, Vriens, to be finishing his second consecutive game in very strong physical condition. About 10 to play, taking into account stoppage time. Given the difficulties Adelaide have had from time to time across their back line with injuries, etc., you can't understate the importance of him getting through this second match injury-free. They continue to impress the Reds.
And also update you that with the exit of Corey Brown, Anthony Burke-Gilroy has switched to left back, and it's a flat back four again for Brisbane, who are now chasing the game as Klein comes into midfield. Here he is on the ball. Turning away, he's got Berengay alongside him now. Brazetti, the young winger, with his first touch of A-League football. He's billed as an exciting player. Creative, makes things happen. Here's Jelicic, overlapping run. This is nicely worked. And again, out of nothing. Started by Brazetti, the youngster on debut, and almost finishing in an equaliser for the Raw.
Well, Brisbane have shown again that they can play. Harry van der Sarg drilling the ball towards the near post. It's a reasonable and a good option. Berengay was there for a touch, but he was outnumbered by the Adelaide defenders.
O'Shea, back post. Beyond Warland. He keeps it alive with Burke-Gilroy. Klein, good ball. Brazetti again, taking on Alagic. Oh, he's done brilliantly, the youngster, into the area. The cutback. Berengay is there, good use of the body. Crowded out, Straub with Klein, and now O'Shea just forcing Van der Sarg wide. He chips it back towards Berengay, the header just wide.
Oh, good football. Good fighting football from Brisbane. One attack didn't work, rounded the ball up. Beautiful quick feet to make the penetration from the substitute Brazetti. Just difficult there for the timing of the pass and the run. It's not to criticise, it's just the way it happened. Harry van der Sarg then stuck up quite a tasty ball. And Berengay strong in the air but couldn't control the header. But good football from Brisbane. They're not dead yet, the Raw. They've conceded a lot of territory and possession in this second half, and 2 goals, which has put them in the dock. But there's still plenty to play for here.
Well, Ruben Zadkovic said this week that people that are looking from the outside don't see the good work being done on the training pitch, that the club is moving in the right direction. They're the words of a coach, of course. But the side are showing that they do have plenty of spirit out there. Zach Clough leads the way in the Paramount Plus Player Index. Bart Friens is there as well, despite giving away the penalty. Jay O'Shea, who scored, was on the score sheet. Archie Goodwin as well, and Jelicic, all goal scorers. Zach Clough with the all-important equalising goal at the start of the second half. He's fallen awkwardly there, I think, as much as anything. You've seen ability.
Yeah, I'd say it's a bit credit too.
It's not the first time Adelaide, leading 3-2, have almost been caught out by this Brisbane Raw side. On the counter-attack, Harry van der Sarg's head up, then Berengay's. Klein with Billity. Van der Sarg. 3 minutes left in regulation time. Warland with Burke-Gilroy. It's a good ball. Now for Straub. We haven't seen much of him since he came on. Burke-Gilroy. Berengay with Brazetti. This youngster still going, Brazetti, the shot into the feet of Isaias. Warland again, we come back with that circuit, which is offering some joy in recent minutes. Burke-Gilroy again. hopeful more than anything. And comfortable for Delianov. He's made all 5 substitutions. Ruben Zadkovic chasing the game. He said we could have an A-League debut this weekend. We do, with the youngster Brazetti, who has certainly looked the part since coming on. He said he has a lot more youngsters as well who will be expected to play some serious minutes in the back half of the season once they get up to the intensity of A-League football. Brazetti, he's one of them. Strauch wanted something to chase out in front of him. Kikianis. Alagic, and good again, the number 55 for Adelaide, wins the free kick off Klein. Another change. Number 5 for Adelaide, Panache Madana, coming on to replace Jay Barnett. Panache Madana was traditionally a right winger or right wing back. We'll see if he steps into the middle of the park.
I suspect Alagic might drop a bit deeper just to hold that space. To go with his more natural instincts.
And a bit of a reshuffle. Alagic alongside Isaias. Johnny Yull heading central as well. O'Shea going long for Kikianis. Isaias. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Delianov taking a risk under pressure from Rafael Strauch. Madana. Fortunate perhaps to get another chance at that one. Alagic does well. Brisbane just running out of legs at the moment. They've done a lot of chasing in this second half. It's been a much improved Adelaide United. And here's Johnny Yull into the area. Oh, he's gone down. Penalty. Another. The foul by Billity. Alex King waves away the protests.
Well, great work from the sub for Adelaide. Great speed from Johnny Yull. Here's the reverse angle, might give us a bit more. There's a little clip there which affects the trip. Not much contact. That's that touch there, it's enough. It's a penalty. It's turned into an unfortunate afternoon for Billity. Gave away the possession for Adelaide's first goal. And now looking to bookend the goal scoring for Adelaide if they score the penalty by conceding the penalty.
And VAR are having a word, and there's going to be an on-field review of this. So the contact, I think, was there. And when you're running at speed, it can be felled, but I mean, it wasn't necessarily intentional. Now we've got another little to-do, which we had in preparation for the first penalty as well.
It doesn't have to be intentional, the touch, but there's no way your ankle just catches behind. There's clear contact. It brings the player down. Now, the only thing is if it's the player who makes contact with Billity there. But I think you stick with the on-field decision. There.
Well, there is a little bit of contact there, but
But the contact is what makes his foot go into the back. Now, whether they're saying he drew the contact from Billity, I don't know. I think it stays with the on-field. Anyway, I reckon it's going to get overturned here.
After on-field review, the defender for me hasn't changed direction. There is contact, but for me it's initiated by the attacker. I'm going to go drop ball.
Well, there you go, decision overturned. We've seen Billity breathes again, and perhaps Brisbane now have the opportunity. Alex King deciding, I think in the end, basically deciding that there wasn't enough contact.
You know, a little bit of a nervous moment for Alex King because he was in the VAR booth with the Adelaide Western United penalty. So what was his heart rate going into that VAR decision then, Alex King? He's had a great game otherwise. He's had a great game, period. And that was an awkward moment for him.
Oh, Jay O'Shea has slipped. It's 3-on-2, 4-on-2 now if Adelaide play their cards right. Johnny Yull overlapping Ryan Alagic. The cut back for Yull. Oh, and he's put it wide. Well, they did it almost perfectly, Adelaide, to take this one definitively beyond Brisbane and bury any talk of a potential penalty or otherwise. But Johnny Yull couldn't take the offering.
While everyone in the stadium and watching around the country is thinking how, one player in Australia is thinking, thank God, Noah Bodic.
There have been a couple of misses this weekend. This is another good run here from Ben Falami with Madana. Stands up, Burke Gilroy. Back for Falami. And he sends it towards that corner exit there.
Now, despite the fact that they're on the verge of 3 points, these last couple of attacks are enough to make a coach's blood boil. Very sloppy, which leaves, remarkably, given recent circumstances, the door still ajar for Brisbane, although the Raw look out on their feet, it should be said.
They have started to look very tired out there. Adelaide substitutes have been able to make the difference. Van der Sarg hooks the ball away. Isaias, clever footballer, finding the space for Falami. He runs to the corner flag. Under pressure from Jelicic. The throw goes Adelaide's way. The 5 minutes of stoppage time are up. We're at referee Alex King's discretion now for any extras. There was, of course, that penalty, on-field review and overturning of decision. Not for the first time this season. It's been, with a cliche, a match of two halves from Adelaide. They dominated the first half against the Mariners, were leading 1-0 and saw that get away from them. Last time out, they went behind to Western United. Zach Clough getting the winner 15 minutes from time. A come from behind victory. Brazetti. He's looked lively since coming on. He's got the corner. One last chance. Is this the moment for Brisbane?
Well, Adelaide's late wastefulness ruined their night.
Jay O'Shea down in front of the Brisbane supporters. In it comes near post. Berenguer was there. It's Archie Goodwin's header away. Macklin Freak had come forward. Referee looks at the watch. Freak delivers. Straight, Delianov who dropped it for a moment. Just getting into the spirit of the occasion and the drama of it all. James Delianov. But that's it. A much improved second half performance from Carl Viet's side. Sees Adelaide United come from behind, not once but twice, and then eventually into the lead. A third win in 4 matches this season that sends them level at the top of the league end standings, provisionally at least, midway through this Unite round. Jelicic, Mork and Jay O'Shea on the score sheet in the first half as Brisbane led 2-1. But Zach Clough's goal just 35 seconds into the second half set the tone. Brisbane was spooked and Adelaide went on with it. Archie Goodwin getting, in the end, the winner in the 62nd minute. Both sides had chances for Brisbane to equalise, for Adelaide to take it away from them. But in the end, a typically entertaining match of football between these two sides sees Adelaide win again in this fixture. They have defeated Brisbane Roar by 3-2. Let's have a quick look at the Harvey Norman highlights then.
It turned into a really fun afternoon. Brisbane's first half was excellent. The goal that got things going this afternoon matches that description as well. And Brisbane need more from Keegan Jelicic like this. He needs more. Here's the error from Billity, which led to the equaliser. Unfortunate for Walland, whose deflection there put it on for Moore, who then found Walland again for 1-1. Nice attacking play. Austin Ayubi there, who was substituted at half-time, which was one of the key changes in the game. Brisbane took this lead into half-time. Wallingham outpointing Bert Vreens and Jay O'Shea, as he does regularly from the spot, making it 2-1. It wasn't to last long. Soon after the resumption, Zach Clough there to make the difference. Brisbane's defending again then was breached when Parias managed to slide one through to Archie Goodwin, who opened his account as an Adelaide player.
So in the Alex Tobin medal points, the 3-2-1 going to Ethan Allegich, 3 points. Panagiotis Kikianis excellent at the back. Young shoulders carrying plenty of the burden for Adelaide, and Walid Shaw picking up a point for Brisbane Roar in a tireless midfield performance. Let's head down to Tristan McManus with the man of the match.
Thank you, Robbie. Yeah, I'm here with Ethan Allegich. I saw you play at a man. Ethan, really tough game out there today, but again, you got the win, and that's all that matters when it comes to Adelaide.
Yeah, that's all that matters is, I guess, getting the 3 points. It probably wasn't the best first half or game in general from us, but at the end of the day, it's just about getting 3 points and fighting to get the win, and that's what we did.
You're going to have to win those games. You got 3 on the bounce now, unbeaten still, and just off the top by goal difference. What was said at half-time? Because it seemed like you were a totally different team in the second half.
Yeah, I think none of us were really that happy with the way we were playing, and I think we knew we could all do better, and then we just looked at a couple of things that we could fix, and I think we saw that in the second half.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Good luck against Perth next week.
All right, well, let's have a look at the Paramount Plus player index then for this one. Dominated by Adelaide players in the end. Bart Vreens finishing top of the pile for an excellent defensive display alongside Pana Kikianis, who also features in the top 10. Zach Clough was there. Jelicic, who opened the scoring with that fantastic goal. And now we'll have a look at the Ninja. Next level Ninja player, which is Zach Clough.
Clever player, starting to find some consistent form in a slow burner, Zach Clough, but when he puts it on, there's no question that he has got what it takes to turn games, to win games, to save games for his team. And that was a particularly clever effort, which looked to expose Macklin Freak at the near post, couldn't get the better of it. Somehow he's awarded that goal, but not quite sure, doesn't matter, he's there in the front.
On target, I think. If it's on target, it takes the touch, it's going in. Well, that's all we have then from Allianz Stadium. Don't forget, plenty more to come here in Unite Round. But up next, after the break, Football Tonight with Tara Rushton, Alex Brosk, Archie Thompson, and a special guest, Jack Rodwell.
Coming up, it's Football Tonight presented by Ninja. Premier League come A-League star Jack Rodwell joins us on the couch. We celebrate Unite Round. Our quest for the best ever A-League goal continues. And who's mic'd up for us ahead of the Sydney Derby? Find out after this short break.